Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 6. He never needed to speak. His performances said everything. Danny Seagren, the pioneering puppeteer and first live-action Spider-Man, has passed away at the age of 81 after a brief illness. His silent Spider-Man, swinging across the screen on the Electric Company, inspired young viewers to read, imagine, and dream. Trained by Jim Henson himself, Danny brought puppets to life with heart and humor. He wasn't just behind the scenes, he was the right hand of Ernie on Sesame Street, and even stepped into the feathers of Big Bird for parades, specials, and unforgettable moments in children's TV history. Known for his calm presence and powerful pantomime, Danny's version of Spider-Man never spoke, but connected deeply with audiences. His unique portrayal helped launch Spidey Super Stories, drawing millions of young fans into comic books and literacy. While he once downplayed his role as the original screen Spider-Man, he later embraced it, meeting fans at conventions who never forgot the joy he brought to their childhoods. Beyond Spider-Man, Danny was a creative force whose Emmy-winning work on children's programs shaped generations. From Captain Kangaroo to Miss Peach of the Kelly School, and even bringing opera to young viewers with Joan Sutherland, his range was extraordinary. What truly set Danny apart was his ability to make the impossible feel close and real. Whether it was a puppet coming to life or a superhero swinging in silence, he conjured worlds through movement, gentle humor, and deep understanding of what sparks wonder in children. His family remembers him as a dancer, performer, and puppet maker who loved little things as deeply as big roles. Though he stood behind masks and fabric, his heart was always visible through his characters. Danny will be greatly missed by his family, friends, and those throughout the community he loved living in, shared his loved ones. His legacy threads through the memories of those who grew up watching him, generation after generation brought up on joy, learning, and imagination. Danny Seagren helped build the magic of children's television during its golden age. His work continues to echo quietly in the stories we share, the shows we cherish, and the heroes we first met through his hands. Tributes to Danny Seagren. Number 5. His eyes were like his father's, filled with soul, but shaped by his own story. That's how longtime friend Mark Ronson once described Ethan Browne. It's a line that captures the spirit of a man whose life, though cut tragically short at 52, left an unforgettable imprint. Ethan Browne balanced many creative lives with quiet grace. He first captured attention in the film Hackers, holding his own in a cast buzzing with breakout talent. Later, he charmed audiences again in Raising Helen and briefly on TV screens in Birds of Prey. But Ethan was never confined to one world. His striking presence also graced top fashion campaigns, including those for Isaac Mizrahi, and he was known for an expressive modeling style as unique as he was. Music, however, flowed through him. It was more than bloodline. As half of the duo Alan Zane, Ethan played bass with skill and heart. Their album, Right Before Your Eyes, remains a poignant piece of his creative soul. Jackson Browne, proud not just as a father but as a fellow musician, once said, "He's a better musician than I am." Ethan inherited the tragic loss of his mother, Phyllis Major, before he really knew her. Raised largely by his father, he appeared as a baby on the cover of Rolling Stone, a symbol then of both promise and perseverance. That promise evolved into a life devoted not only to art, but also to his own children, where he found his most cherished role. When I see him with his daughter, acting, modeling, just being a great dad, it makes me proud, Jackson once shared. Known for his quiet strength, empathy, and talent, Ethan left friends and fellow artists remembering not just his work, but the kindness and humor he carried with him. His passing at home in Los Angeles came suddenly. The cause has not been publicly disclosed. Ethan Browne's legacy lives through film, through music, through style, and above all, through family. Those who knew him saw a man of grace, depth, and authentic vision. Tributes to Ethan Browne. Number 4. She brought warmth to every scene and kindness to every set. A fellow actor once said of Lynne Verrall. Those who worked with her knew her not only for her talent, but for the quiet joy she shared behind the camera. Lynne passed away in Paris at age 76 after a brief illness. Her loss is deeply felt in the hearts of friends, colleagues, and fans who knew her work and presence. She first gained attention with roles in British dramas like Screenplay and Precious Bane, but many will know her face from her appearances on Coronation Street, where she portrayed several characters with charm and depth over the years. She became a familiar presence in the show's world, returning many times and leaving a lasting impression on viewers. Later in life, she reached new audiences through her role in the international hit Greek Salad. It was a fitting return to screen that reminded fans of her understated brilliance. What set Lynne apart was not just her skill, but her spirit. She had a calming way about her, a thoughtful listener, quick to comfort or share a kind word. In every role, big or small, she brought a quiet strength that made her characters feel real. Off-screen, she shied away from fame, focusing instead on her love of performance and the stories she helped tell. To many young actors, she was a mentor. To her co-stars, a gentle friend. A colleague from Coronation Street shared, "Lynne had grace. She didn't chase the spotlight. She lit it from within." Her passing is a reminder to cherish those who do their best work without fanfare and leave behind more than just performances. They leave behind a legacy of kindness and craft. Tributes to Lynne Verrall. Number 3. She had a voice like no other, soothing, strong, and full of life. When Jorge spoke, we all listened. Those words, shared by a longtime colleague, capture the spirit of Jorge Kotorbova, who passed away peacefully at the age of 78. For over 60 years, Jorge lit up the screen and stage with grace, depth, and unmistakable charm. Audiences first met her as a teenager in the film Tropini, portraying a young girl who bonds with a wild horse. That role introduced not only a rising star, but a lifelong love for stories that connect us to emotion, nature, and wonder. She became a beloved face in Czech fairy tales. Her iconic performance as Zlata Vlaska, the golden-haired princess, remains a magical memory for generations. Whether as noble royalty or spirited companions, her characters always felt real, genuine, warm. Jorge's film and television roles were wide-ranging, from enchanting classics to heartfelt dramas. She brought joy, humor, and depth to every appearance. Her collaboration with respected actors and directors shaped the golden era of Czech cinema. On stage, she shined for over 2 decades in Prague's top theaters. and behind the scenes she gave life to foreign voices through dubbing. Her voice became the soul of characters like Hot Lips Houlihan from MASH, adding familiarity and heart to international favorites. In 2021, she was honored with the František Filipovský Award for Lifetime Achievement in Dubbing, an achievement that spoke volumes. Away from the spotlight, Jorga found peace in the countryside. Her love for animals, especially horses, led her to open a small training facility where she shared her passion with others. She cared fiercely, loved deeply, and believed in living simply and meaningfully. She is survived by 3 children, including daughter Tamara, who followed in her artistic footsteps. To her family, friends, and countless admirers, Jorga was not just an actress, she was a gift. Jorga passed away after a brief illness. Her work lives on in the voices, faces, and feelings she left behind. Tributes to Jorga Koterbova. Number 2. Marquet had a light you couldn't fake, his mother once said. He lit up every room, even through a screen. At just 24, Marquet Collins, beloved online as Marquet the GOAT, has passed away, leaving behind millions of fans and countless memories wrapped in laughter, joy, and kindness. His sudden passing was confirmed by his family, though details surrounding his death remain private. Marquet wasn't just a content creator, he was a friend to millions. Known for his viral videos, spontaneous dance clips, and hilarious skits, he earned over 6.9 million followers on TikTok and nearly 500,000 on Instagram. With just his phone and imagination, he turned everyday moments into comedy gold. His breakthrough came with Helicopter Man, a now iconic video shared by MTV and even TikTok itself. But what truly set him apart was the way he made fans feel seen. It was his vibrant energy, not just the views, that built a community across the globe. Raised in Columbus, Georgia, Marquet was a proud graduate of Shaw High School and Georgia State University student. He took life in stride, even after a sports injury ended his basketball dreams. Rather than give up, he picked up a phone and found a new court to play on: the internet. More than a creator, he loved deeply. Whether it was goofing off with friends, hyping up the weekend with a spontaneous "what are we getting into?" or cuddling with his dog Lucy, his love for life spilled into every clip he posted. His brother wrote, "My baby brother Marquet did pass this morning. Thank you for the love you showed him over the years." His mother called him the sweetest person, and fans across the globe echoed that with heartfelt tributes. "Felt like I lost a friend," one wrote. "He was always just real." Marquet's reach went beyond likes and shares. He was a part of people's daily lives, a consistent source of joy, silliness, and inspiration. Though gone too soon, the warmth he shared continues to ripple outward. Tributes to Marquet Collins. What's trending on the internet? News 1. We're remembering a true champion of the golf world today. Frank Urban Zoller, known to everyone as Fuzzy, passed away on November 28th at the age of 74. Though a specific cause hasn't been released, his daughter shared the news with those close to him. Fuzzy was one of golf's most beloved and charismatic personalities. He won 2 major championships during his professional career, both in thrilling playoff victories. In 1979, he captured the Masters tournament in just his first attempt, winning in a 3-way sudden death playoff. 5 years later, he claimed the U.S. Open at Winged Foot, defeating Greg Norman in an 18-hole playoff the next day, a victory he celebrated with one of golf's most iconic images, waving a white towel as he thought he'd lost. Throughout his career, Fuzzy recorded 10 wins on the PGA Tour and competed in multiple Ryder Cup teams for the United States. After joining the Champions Tour, he added another major championship to his resume, winning the Senior PGA Championship in 2002. While Fuzzy's professional achievements were remarkable, he's also remembered for his infectious personality and genuine joy for the game. Those who knew him spoke of his unmistakable warmth and the way he brought excitement to every fairway he walked. Fuzzy Zoeller leaves behind a legacy as not just a champion golfer, but as a beloved figure who brought happiness and spirit to the sport. He'll be deeply missed by the golf community and all those whose lives he touched with his genuine kindness and competitive spirit. News 2. The Nurses' Circle of Compassion. There's something truly special happening in New Jersey right now, and it's the kind of story that reminds us why compassion matters so much. Emily Coiro is a 34-year-old nurse from TodaY who works every single day with blood cancer patients. But her journey to this calling started decades ago, when her grandmother Marlene was diagnosed with leukemia when Emily was just 3 years old. Years later, her grandmother faced lymphoma too. Watching her grandmother's strength through those difficult times changed everything for Emily. She decided to dedicate her career to helping people facing the same battles, becoming a stem cell transplant nurse who cares for patients undergoing potentially life-saving treatments. But Emily didn't stop there. She signed up with the National Marrow Donor Program, hoping that one day she might be able to help someone in need. She ordered a simple cheek swab kit online, thinking it was unlikely she'd ever be called. Her husband, who's Italian, joked that he'd probably be the match since so many people in northern New Jersey share Italian heritage. Well, he was wrong. In May of 2024, just 3 days after Emily graduated from nurse practitioner school, the call came. She was a match for a leukemia patient who desperately needed a stem cell transplant. Emily couldn't believe it. She immediately began the screening process to make sure she could donate. That summer, Emily prepared for the procedure by giving herself injections to help her blood cells mobilize. She describes it as feeling like a bad flu, with achy bones as her body worked to produce the cells needed. But she never wavered, knowing that someone's life depended on her commitment. The day of her donation arrived on a date that felt like a sign: her grandmother's birthday. The 6-hour procedure was manageable, and Emily spent the day in a comfortable chair, surrounded by the wonderful nurses she worked with every day. Many of them came to visit and support her. Today, as an outpatient nurse practitioner, Emily works with other donors, and she draws on her own experience to help them understand what they're doing. She thinks about the leukemia patient who received her stem cells every single day, even though they've never met. She's never heard back from the recipient, but she holds hope that somewhere out there, her donation gave someone a second chance at life. What makes Emily's story even more beautiful is that it's come full circle. The grandmother who inspired her to enter this field, who fought so bravely through her own cancer battles, now gets to see her granddaughter save a stranger's life. And according to Emily, her grandmother still sends her text messages saying, "You're my hero." That's the kind of legacy that truly matters, not just in the medical world, but in showing all of us what it means to turn our pain into purpose and our compassion into action. News 3. A Dallas Cowboys family is grieving today after losing one of their own. 24-year-old Marshawn Kneeland, a defensive end for the team, passed away earlier this week following a tragic incident. What began as a high-speed police chase in the Dallas area ended in heartbreak for his loved ones, teammates, and the entire Cowboys organization. According to authorities, Kneeland was involved in a pursuit that reached speeds of up to 145 miles per hour before his vehicle crashed. Law enforcement conducted an extensive search through the night, using trained K-9 units, drones, and other resources to locate him. Hours later, officers discovered that Kneeland had taken his own life. The loss has deeply impacted his teammates, who have honored his memory both on and off the field. Players have worn special shirts bearing his name during warm-ups and added a helmet decal with his number as a tribute to the young man they knew and respected. For those wanting to support his family during this difficult time, the Marshawn Nealon Fund has been established to help them through their grief. The Cowboys organization has also made mental health resources available to all players as they process this tragedy together. News 4. The tragic death of 18-year-old Anna Kepner aboard the Carnival Horizon has led to an outpouring of support as the FBI continues its active investigation. Anna, a Florida teen known for her bright personality, love for cheerleading, and dream of becoming a K-9 officer, was found on November 7th during what was meant to be a joyful family vacation. The cruise, which began on November 2nd, brought together Anna, her siblings, step-siblings, and grandparents. Family members recall her sharing warm moments the night before she was found, checking in with loved ones and expressing her affection before returning to her cabin. Because the incident occurred in international waters, the FBI is overseeing the case. While court documents from an unrelated custody proceeding referenced Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother, federal investigators have not named any official suspects. The family has emphasized that they are committed to patience, cooperation, and trust in the investigative process. Anna's death was officially ruled a homicide on November 24, but her family is choosing to focus on honoring her memory. Loved ones describe her as a source of light who brought joy to everyone around her. In the wake of the tragedy, community members, schools, and local organizations have rallied to offer comfort and support, highlighting the strength that can emerge even during heartbreak. As the investigation continues, the emphasis remains on compassion, clarity, and ensuring justice for Anna while supporting a grieving family. News 5. A wave of heavy monsoon rains has brought landslides and flash floods to Indonesia's Sumatra Island, resulting in the loss of at least 17 lives and leaving several others missing. Despite the devastation, rescue teams and local communities are demonstrating extraordinary courage, unity, and determination as they work around the clock to protect survivors and restore safety. Authorities report that the hardest-hit areas include Sibolga and multiple districts across North Sumatra. In Sibolga, homes and a cafe were damaged, yet teams quickly mobilized to assist injured residents and begin clearing debris. In South Tapanuli, more than 2,800 people have safely evacuated thanks to rapid coordination between local officials and national emergency units. Emergency crews continue to push through challenging weather, navigating mudslides, damaged roads, and unstable slopes. Their efforts have already led to many successful evacuations, with women, children, and elderly residents safely transported from flooded neighborhoods by rubber boat. Officials emphasize that rebuilding plans are already underway. Repairs to damaged bridges, homes, and community spaces are being fast-tracked, and temporary shelters have been filled with volunteers offering food, blankets, and emotional support. The Indonesian government and aid organizations say they remain committed to ensuring long-term recovery for all affected families. While the situation remains difficult, the remarkable teamwork across Sumatra highlights the strength and resilience of the region. As weather conditions gradually improve, authorities are hopeful that ongoing rescue missions will reach more remote areas in the coming days. News 6. A devastating fire in Hong Kong's Tai Po district has prompted a citywide show of unity and support after authorities confirmed at least 12 lives were lost on November 26. The blaze began at the Wong Fuk Court residential complex around 2:15 p.m., escalating to a number 5 alarm, the highest level, as firefighters worked tirelessly to control the flames. Despite the tragedy, the response throughout the region has highlighted remarkable courage and compassion. Emergency teams rescued numerous residents, including families with young children and elderly individuals. Temporary shelters were quickly opened, offering food, water, and emotional support to displaced residents. Volunteers and community groups also stepped in to assist, reflecting the city's strong spirit of togetherness. Authorities confirmed that over 16 people were safely transported to local hospitals, where they are receiving care. More than 100 pets are being accounted for as animal welfare groups join efforts to provide emergency assistance. Local officials emphasized safety, urging nearby residents to stay indoors, close windows, and avoid affected areas. Meanwhile, transportation services have been actively redirecting routes to ensure smooth operations. As the investigation into the cause of the fire continues, the focus remains on recovery and resilience. The people of Hong Kong have come together in extraordinary ways, offering comfort to families, honoring the bravery of first responders, and reinforcing a powerful message of hope during challenging times. Number 1. You could see it in his eyes. He truly believed in the power of transformation, said one of Dimitri Nuyanzin's former students. Those who trained with him often spoke of his energy, his genuine passion, and how he made them believe in their own strength. Dimitri passed away at just 30 years old, leaving behind a legacy that reached far beyond weights and workouts. As a Russian fitness coach and digital creator, he helped shape a generation of elite athletes and inspired thousands online to take control of their health. Graduating from respected institutions in Orenburg and St. Petersburg, Dimitri combined science with dedication. He trained top-level athletes across the country, gaining admiration for his focus, consistency, and trust in progress built over time. He wasn't just a trainer, he was a mentor who guided people physically and emotionally through their journeys. In his final months, Dimitri set out on a bold, controversial challenge, an extreme weight gain and loss project meant to showcase the strength of his upcoming program. Consuming over 10,000 calories a day, he documented the rapid change in his body to prove his method. But the toll came quickly. Within weeks, he expressed fatigue and health concerns. Just one day after canceling his training sessions to rest, Dimitri died in his sleep from cardiac arrest. His passing sent shockwaves through the fitness world. Fans, friends, and colleagues poured out their love across social media. "Dima, it's so sad you left so early," said one follower. Another wrote, "Your light, energy, and kindness will never be forgotten." His story reminds us of the fine line between drive and danger. Dimitri's commitment ran deep, and his life's work helped countless people find strength they didn't know they had. Yet his passing is also a heartfelt warning about the risks of pushing beyond safe limits. Despite a life cut short, Dimitri's impact continues. He lit fires in people who needed hope, reminded others to push harder, and left behind lessons that go far beyond fitness. Tributes to Dimitri Nuyanzin. Michael had this energy. You couldn't help but smile when he walked onto set, recalled a former co-star. He didn't chase the spotlight. It followed him. Michael Delano, beloved actor and performer,